The college football experience, Vanderbilt Commodores 2025 season preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, everybody, Jim McMahon here, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Vanderbilt Commodores 2025 season preview episode. I tried to warn you folks. I got laughed off the shows. I was I didn't get laughed off, but people laughed at me. All right. I tried to warn these people that I just know a little thing about this sport of football, right? And I just said we should lock up the over on Vanderbilt. We should take the money line on Vanderbilt against Virginia Tech. But people, they just didn't believe. And I said they basically took New Mexico State. It was Ben McCollum style in college basketball. They took I forget how many. It was like 10 best players at New Mexico State. Put them at Vanderbilt. And then they brought in the entire, a good chunk of the staff with Tim Beck and Jerry Kill and a few other staffers. And I said, this is going to work because they're basically running the option out of the triple, and they have the greatest human being to ever hit planet Earth. And he is Diego fucking pissing Pavia. I warned these people. I honestly was on multiple shows saying, you guys are crazy if you think Virginia Tech's just going to come in there and whoop their ass. So at least I even told them at least take the points, but I said take the money line. I said Vanderbilt's better than Virginia Tech. Jerry killing them. Are you kidding me? So what happened? Well, Brent Pry got pissed on, right? And then what happened after that? Mark Stoops got pissed on. Kalen DeBoer and Roll Tide Nation got pissed on.
Hugh Freeze again.
Hugh Freeze, he's got so much piss on his face from Diego Pavia. What's it, 3 or 4 times now? I think it's 3. We're going for a 4th this year. Georgia Tech got pissed on. I mean, I warned you. Motherfuckers, that this was going to happen. Not surprised. You're probably wondering who you're listening to. That's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dad, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
Shout out to the chat. Rob Donaldson took the money line with Vandy against Alabama. I just took the points. I'll be honest though, man. And look, and you cashed in there, and I didn't have the cojones, but I did have Vandy in almost every game, and they were pretty fired. The Missouri game they should have won. Honestly though, this is back to my thing though. It's like, well, we'll talk about it in a second, but I'm joined by my co-host. He's also the host of the college basketball experience. Love what Vandy has been doing in college hoops over the past 12 months. And that's only going to continue to get better. When the basketball season goes live, we're live every single day, every single game we talk about. Same with football and FBS and FCS. And don't forget about the college baseball experience. Door fans out there, give it up for Former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers. Ryan McIntyre, aka Moneyline Mac. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Yes, Vandy. What a year, what a season. Mr. Pavia. He's got it rolling.
Come on, make it Mac tonight.
And shout out to Vanderbilt. Back in 2021, they threw in like $300 million to their athletic department. I know Kansas just set the record for one guy donating $300 million to their athletic department, which is the most in college football history. But Vandy has made this approach of trying to take sports more seriously. Is that, it's a new day and age in college athletics with players being paid at your, revenue sports. But this one, Mac, I was all over this one, man. I think people just, for whatever reason, they just sleep on the option and approach on this. Like,
yes,
I knew this was going to work. I knew the coaching, and first off, I just knew Diego Pavia is a fucking dog. This is a guy that played at New Mexico Military Institute. I actually watched him one game at New Mexico Military without even realizing
it was him.
Yeah, at that point he wasn't on my radar. But then when he went to New Mexico State, I became a huge fan. And then I remembered, that's the quarterback for New Mexico Military. And I knew this was going to work. And by the way, for the people that are, I know New Mexico State beat Auburn at Auburn in 23. But another thing is compare the stats from Diego Pavia. Hey, SEC fans, it might be a little alarming that his completion percentage only went down by 1 point. From 60.4% completion percentage to 59.4%.
And
right?
They didn't have the cupcake schedule either.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm just saying. Is it that much? At New Mexico State, he threw 6 more touchdowns. I'll say that. But he also threw more interceptions at New Mexico State, which might mean Conference USA's defenses are a lot better than the SEC defenses. I'm having fun. But look, the reality is, like, I was shocked that more people did not buy into what I was saying. But look, Clark Lee is a guy born and raised in Tennessee there. He played at Vandy, so I love that. I was tagged in so many people. So many people tagged me in the SEC documentary that I thought was such a fluff piece. Although I did enjoy the Vanderbilt part that they tagged me in. I had to watch it when I got tagged in that much shit. I had to watch it. 5-7 in 2022, 2-10 in 2023, but breakthrough season 7-6 in 2024, 16-33 overall. But here we are. Your thoughts?
Great year, right? And bringing Jerry Kill onto his staff was a great hire.
Tim Beck too. Beck is great too, man.
Yep. The right Tim Beck, as you like to say.
Well, people don't realize Tim Beck is a head coach in college football. Their OC is 82-35 and 5-1 in the playoffs, and he has the national championship. So, like, when you can coach football, you can coach football. It doesn't matter what fucking level you're on. You know what I mean? Like, when you know how to coach football, you know how to coach football. So yeah, Jerry Kill, Tim Beck, those guys, and the rest of that New Mexico State staff, they know what the fuck they're doing.
100%. And last year was a great year. 7-6. Winning that bowl game against Georgia Tech, obviously the Alabama game, stole the headlines, stole the scene of college football. That Vandy was not a pushover and a rollover game anymore. So yes, a lot of momentum and a lot coming back for these Commodores too. Yeah, and a lot of reason to be excited there. I see the chat going crazy about this Big Ten 2018 playoff, 2018 playoff proposal that they're talking about. That news just broke, I guess, in the past 20 minutes. Yeah, I look, I hate that idea personally, but I'll say this. I'm kind of in the minority, I will say, where when I first saw 28 teams, I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. I think D2 and D3 and FCS and NAIA, I think they all have it right personally. Where it loses me
is when you have multiple auto bids by a conference. It's to me, it should just be I've always wanted a large playoff where every conference winner gets in, like the FCS does, and then you just take the rankings for the next team, because there's always going to be corruption there, and that's going to favor the Big Ten and SEC. So I don't understand why we need, what did they say, 7 auto bids?
Yeah.
See, the problem is this: the sport changes. The sport changes. I'm old enough to remember in the 90s when the SEC was not the best conference, right? Certain years they were not the best football conference. Some of the years they were, but the sport just changes. You know what I mean? Like, so to anticipate this, I know you still have the same powers at a lot of schools, but things do change. You know, Texas Tech is throwing ridiculous money into their football program. Kansas got the biggest donation in the history of college athletics by one donor, $300 million. So the sport changes. To me, if I were the other conferences, I would say, no, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, who knows what can get ignited, you know, with Belichick at North Carolina or whatever. You know what I mean? I know history says recent history, but recent history was that a lot of schools were cheating and certain ones weren't. But now everyone can essentially cheat the way they were back then. Yeah, I am anti auto bids from any conference besides just one. Mac, where are you at with this playoff idea?
It's always too good to be true. I mean, we want the expanded playoff, but we don't want it on the terms of auto bids per conference. It's just let the best teams make the playoff. Play it on the field. Big Ten, SEC, if you're good enough, if you earn the 7 bids, then you get 7 bids. But no, you should not have 7 auto bids. Why should the 7th place team have an auto bid? What did they earn for the whole season?
Ridiculous. Like,
it's not a championship. You should reward championships, not just entitlement.
I just think the sport changes at a drastic rate that people don't like. Boise State was a community college in the 70s. You know what I mean? Like you could go many avenues here of things change. You know what I mean? And Vanderbilt's a perfect example of one. They threw in, you know, they're throwing in a lot more money into their athletic department now. They have always had the money. They just are tough in academics, and they were just like, yeah, we are going to put our academics first. Well, now they can go out and get whatever. You know what I mean? If they want to. Or they can come up with a creative thing of like, man, our athletics or our academics still matter, but maybe there's a fine line we can do here. And I think that would be exactly what they are doing with Tim Beck and Jerry Kill coming in, basically running this shotgun option attack, right? And if it works for them, where they could still whatever they want to do, you know, like Duke's going all in football. If we're waiting on Stanford, but Vanderbilt is one where, like, I think there's a balance within that. And I'm only talking out of my ass right now, but I'm saying I think they care still about academics, but yet they want to be good at sports. Well, I've been wondering for 30 years why they're not running the triple option. Now they found a way to do the triple out of the gun. It's not exactly the triple option, but it is a pain in the ass to deal with, and we saw the proof last year because. First I thought it was impossible for a guy that was not even ranked as a 3-star. He was a 1-star, Diego Pavia, to come in to the toughest conference in the world and beat the Alabama Crimson Tide with so many 5-stars. It's impossible. That's why you always play the game on the field. That's why you always fucking play the game on the field. And if you watch that game, they never really fucking trailed. They actually dominated. They punched him in the mouth from the start. And if you watch that tape, I watched that thing like 3 weeks ago. Watch the line of scrimmage. They were getting off the fucking line of scrimmage, man. Alabama didn't want that smoke, man. I'm telling you, we'll go watch the tape. Vandy was the more dominant football team that day. They like it's not an outlier. That thing that we saw, if you remove the helmets, so you didn't know it was Vanderbilt, you'd say, man, that one team is whooping their ass. And that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, the offense, Clark Lee, obviously he's a defensive guy, but he It's very smart to hire Tim Beck. He's phenomenal. You look at these numbers; they don't really represent that, but
yeah,
trust me.
Kind of like shocked that their numbers were outside the top 100. But yeah,
well, they kind of use the clock like a triple option team too.
True. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
73rd in scoring offense, 117th in pass offense, 86th in rush offense, 123rd in total offense. There were a couple games too where Pavia was incredibly dinged up. But Diego Pavia is the greatest football player to hit planet Earth. He will piss on your foot. Like I knew I loved this guy when he pissed on New Mexico's 50-yard line when he went to New Mexico State. He's from Albuquerque, and apparently like they didn't offer him. So he takes that personal. I know he's a former state wrestling champ, but he won me over. At first, I just like football players that play football, quarterbacks that play football. Nowadays, you actually have to specify that, in my opinion. Like you have quarterbacks that just sit back there that are like, I don't even know why they're on the field. Besides, like they can just, hey, we're gonna throw the ball, but if there's an interception, I will not even try to attempt to tackle you.
Yeah, soft.
Right.
Soft.
Well, and there's people that play football. I would love to see a renaissance in football players at the quarterback position, because Diego Pavia is exactly that. I love watching this kid play. He is a competitor at the utmost at everything you want. You know what I mean? Like I Vandy over lock. That's my guy, man. I just think he's a throwback. He's a guy that's, if you go watch the tape of like quarterbacks, you know, back in the day, that's how you fucking played football. So I big fan and 59 touchdowns, 19 interceptions, youtube.com/the college experience. You can watch these slides. The offense, Pavia obviously back for his 7th year, by the way. That was pivotal, by the way.
Hilarious.
Great. Well, and it made sense though. A great case, by the way, that at the JUCO ranks, you could not benefit off NIL. So it makes it very interesting for the, if you're like Kirby Smart, and I guess you might be able to have like your own farm system in the JUCO ranks. Mm-hmm. If you could finagle it right. I don't know. The players all want to play right now, but I don't know. It makes for an interesting case, because I do think all of a sudden the JUCO world with that news gets all of a sudden a ton more attention, because you could have guys just channel through the JUCO system, and all of a sudden those JUCO games might become a little more important than they used to be, which they went away. They used to be really important back in the day. Bill Snyder at Kansas State, like that was a lot of his success was the JUCO ranks. Cedric Alexander comes in is back at the running back spot. Wide receiver Junior Sherrill back as well. Eli Stowers, one of the best tight ends in the country, is back. Another New Mexico State guy. Right guard Chase Mitchell is back, and kicker Brock Taylor, all back on the offense. They hit the portal. The kicker was decent last year, but he did cost me money against Missouri, because I did have the money line in that game. They should have beat Missouri. Missouri had no business beating Vanderbilt last year. If you watch that game too. Yeah. Shout out to Petrino's playbook. I'm with you, brother.
Love the name.
Yeah. Great stuff, brother. They hit the portal. They bring in, and this is what's interesting from what I've been talking to the people that have been covering Vandy a little bit, just sending some messages. They feel much better about the offensive line this season than previously. So that's the one thing that has stood out to me. Wide receiver Trent Hudson coming in from Mississippi State. Wide receiver Chance Fitzgerald from Virginia Tech. If you can't beat them, join them, right, Hokies? Wide receiver Trey Richardson from Washburn. Love it. Deep sea diving. Offensive lineman Gunnar Givens, Virginia Tech coming in. Can't beat him, joiner. Sterling Porsche. Is that Sterling Porsche? Any relation to Robert, the former defensive end for the Detroit Lions? He comes in from Texas Tech. Offensive lineman Jordan White from the Flaming Libs of Liberty. Offensive tackle Isaiah Glass from Oklahoma State comes in. Clinton Azabuki from Northern Arizona. The Lumberjacks coming in. Offensive tackle Orion Irving from Sam Houston State. They were fire last year. And this is one that I actually think we should pay attention to. Offensive tackle Bryce Henderson from South Dakota. That dude was one of the better offensive linemen in the FCS. That's a really good get. Mac, the offense, will it be better than 123rd? Because I'm just going to say yes, it will. With a 7th-year quarterback and a better offensive line, let's go.
Yeah, and it's Pavia in the system again. So bringing back 1,300 yards of production on the ground. This should be a good offense, man. They will be in the top 100. I'm going to make that prediction right now. I still can't believe that they're 123rd. I know that they played a slower pace, but
and there was a game or two where like Pavia looked so injured that I was like, he's playing, but he looks so injured.
That is the one like Achilles heel of Diego Pavia is that he's he plays such a physical brand of football that he is small and undersized that he gets injured often.
Yeah, but he plays to that injury. He don't miss no fucking game.
No. Right? He got like a torn ACL. He's still out there grinding. I'm like, God damn, Pavia.
Diego, you're not going to have your right arm. I'm fucking good. All right, let's go. All right. Shout out to the chat. Yes, we will have a week 0 locks episode, Coach Z. And one thing I want to hit on is what they've ignited by this to me. I personally, I think Tim Beck should be a head coach or Jerry Kill. I think they have like Clark Lee's a good head coach, I think, but then you add in the other guys. Tim Beck has been a very good head coach at other levels. Jerry Kill is a fucking legend. Now I know he's up there in age. He has some health matters. So, but I'm just saying when that staff's incredible when you think about that. But I have an ongoing joke on this show that Coastal Carolina hired the wrong Tim Beck on accident. That like the Coastal Carolina athletic director was probably like yelling at his secretary, honey, can you get me Tim Beck's number? Right. And then they called the NC State offensive coordinator, Tim Beck, who was ranked like, I mean, honestly, look at them. I did the numbers on this. They were like the 100th ranked offense and they hired him. And I was like, what the fuck? They hired the Tim Beck's. This is the Tim Beck you should have been hired at New Mexico State. They're coming off like an 11-win season. So they hired the wrong Tim Beck. That's what I believe. But yeah, man, I think the offense will improve. And another thing, man, is by having that season they had a year ago, ticket sales has been soaring through the roof, man. They're buying in. And how about that scene? They took the goalposts down to the river. Awesome. They stormed the field as they should do. Shout out to Vanderbilt fans for doing that. And fuck you, Greg Sankey. But anyway, the defensive side of things, Steve Gregory, Nick Lazinski, the co-DCs there, 50th in scoring defense, 97th in pass defense, 52nd in rush defense, 74th in total defense. And I should note this, that 97th in pass defense, man, they got dinged up. And by the end of the season, man, that pass defense I thought was terrible. Like by the end of the season, that pass defense, had you played like 4 or 5 more games, that thing would have been like 130th. They do return a lot though. On the defensive line, Sidner, Capers, Atera, all back in the linebacking core. Langston Patters, Brian Longwell, Randon Fontenette, all back. Cornerback Martell Height back as well. They hit the portal, and they brought in Keon Coate from Alabama. Look, can't beat him, join him. I get it. Joshua Singh from BYU. Aaron Bryant from Texas. Man, Texas barely got past Vanderbilt last year. Terry not gonna work here anymore. Coming in from North Carolina. Noabusi Izelia. There we go. From North Carolina, he's coming in. Mason Nelson from Western Michigan and Jalen Stone from Illinois State. Those are all on the D line. Then in the secondary, they added Jordan Matthews from Tennessee, safety CJ Hurd from Florida Atlantic, long snapper Durham Harris from Wazoo, and punter Nick Haberer from Washington State as well. Mac, I think the defense can be better if the offense can be. And I also just think another year with this coaching staff, I'm just buying in, man. I'm buying in. It's working. You?
Yeah. And with the way they play offense, it helps their defense. So it's like Army and Navy. So yeah, another year, Clark Lee is a defensive guy. So I would anticipate that the defense will be sharp once again.
All right, folks, we're going to get to state of the program and every game on the door schedule. But before we do that, I want to let you know the college football experience Vanderbilt Commodore edition is brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including all the summer sports, MLB, CFL. I bet the hell. I mean, dude, I had the worst beat ever 2 nights ago in CFL. But yeah, I love betting the CFL. WNBA, been betting on the dildo colors, of course. Haven't hit yet though. Golf, racing, tennis. It's the summer months. You're betting on anything. Game of, marbles. Of course, they got college football futures too. All of that is available on mybookie.ag. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of different locations as well. You could easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag, and when you do, use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. Of course, that's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm's college football models are back on Rhythm, obviously. Last season, their predictive models posted a 21.47% ROI on non-conference spreads, 22.47% ROI on in-conference money lines. They absolutely killed it on FCS totals as well. Week 0 and week 1, Rhythm's house model actually went 16-4 ATS too. 11.6 units gained and a 52% ROI. Go to the app now and make your own model as the predictions are live. Get your free 7-day trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back talking door football. And man, part of the state of the program is fan buy-in. And historically, I think fan buy-in, because they had been so bad most of those years, short of this Franklin years. James Franklin had it going a little bit, but they, I can remember Rod Dowhauer and shit, like all those coaches previously just could not get it going. So fan buy-in's always been a problem. Obviously, there's the classic Saban quote that they played when they stormed the field last year. Every place in the SEC is hard to play at except Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, you have more fans than they will. That narrative is changing, and that's what I'm super excited about the future. That's why I love watching. I just love covering college football from a bird's eye point of view, because you get to see this. And yeah, I think there's never been a more exciting time to be a Vanderbilt fan. Maybe, since at least like the late 1800s, early 1900s. Stadium. They are currently, we called the stadium the construction zone last year because you remember that shit? Like 2 years ago. 2 years ago, they had like a scoreboard on a crane. Like in the wind was moving the scoreboard. I had a buddy that hosted Virginia Tech Pod. Shout out to the 2 Deep Virginia Tech Pod. He said it was the worst stadium experience ever last year. Half the stadium shut down. Like there's still like people. That was the best part. I don't know if it was a Virginia Tech game, but one of those games, I think it was 2 years ago. Like people were actively working on the shit. Like you saw like people with like hard hats in the background, like tink, tink, tink. Right? It's like there's a game going on here, pal.
Can't you work Monday through Friday?
Yeah. I understand you got to get this thing up, but man, it's coming along, man. So historically, I'm giving this thing a 9 of 10 based on the future,
not the construction,
not in the beginning. I like how it's a 103-year-old stadium. If I'm being honest, it probably deserves a 7 or 8. But now that Diego Pavia has played on it, I'm giving it a 9. All right. Because you look at the stadium actually has a good look to it. It's in Nashville. It's down there, right in like a great part of town to go get, have a good time. These are photos throughout the years where obviously you see a lot of Tennessee fans in this shot, but that doesn't mean the stadium's bad. The stadium is not the fans. There's a difference. The stadium is the way the fucking stadium actually looks. And I think it's a good stadium. It's been through some dark years, man. The shots don't look like they do with the Georgia shot. Yeah. Right. And if they do, it looks like the away team in a lot of situations. So, Yeah. Shout out to Clark. Only came to see if Colby is announcing his intent to change his kids' names to Diego Pavia. Dan, I am in negotiations with my wife about that.
White Tiger.
I have shown my wife the Diego Pavia story, and that's she's buying in now. She's like, okay. No, this is not a bad stadium, dude. I'm telling you, it was under construction. That's why my buddy was shitting on it, because you couldn't get to a certain part and stuff. It was tough to go around. I don't think it's a bad stadium by any means, man. Like that shot right there, that's a nice stadium, in my opinion.
Seats 40,000.
Well, look at the new shit. It's coming. The Death Star is coming. This is the real Death Star, not that bullshit in Vegas. Right? Look at that right there. It's coming along, man. They just tweeted this out like in the past week or two. Let's go.
I've given it a 7.
Dude, it's looking a lot better, man.
It's I don't know. Maybe I just still have the construction still in my head. But
no, you know what you do is you're throwing the fans in there too of the away team.
Yeah.
What makes a good stadium to me is just like the layout, the design and shit. Like that press box is good. It's and another thing is it's in like the heart of the downtown.
It is.
So like
it's like right there, right where all the country music stuff's going on.
I think it's a fly stadium, man, and it's got some rich history too.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, that thing's over 100 years old, man. The Tennessee Titans played there for a little bit, man. And of course,
the Titans building a dome.
Yeah, of course they are. That's why the NFL sucks. Fuck that stadium.
Dome in Nashville?
Fuck that franchise. Delete that franchise. Man, look at that.
Yeah, I like the Titans' current stadium. It's
Nissan.
right off the water. Yeah.
Oh, but it's 20 years old. God forbid you play at something. Let's get the taxpayers to pay for this. These scumbag NFL owners, such piles of shit, right? We need a new stadium here. We need a new stadium. Why? Isn't Neyland known as one of the greatest stadiums on planet Earth? Yeah, it is. Well, but we need a new stadium. Well, how old's Neyland? Well, it's 100 years old too. Well, what's the problem? Why can't you just throw some of your rich money into Nissan Stadium? No. I want a new stadium, and I want you guys to pay for it. I want you guys to fucking pay for it. Look, because why not? We give you jobs, right? It helps you. It's a boost to your economy. You could land the Super Bowl here. Fuck off. Fuck off.
That's a crime that they're going to do. I didn't know that they were going to. But you know what? Maybe I'm just numb to it now. I'm not paying attention to the NFL enough.
Yeah, it's dead. Look at Bill Parcells. He once coached at Vanderbilt. See? That's what I'm saying. You got a lot of history on this field, man. James Franklin, Bill Parcells. Look at it back in the 90s. I was probably watching this game. See, the nice fan turnout, though. I'm sure that was for the road team. It's all Florida fans or some or Tennessee fans. They got the Star Walk. Don't forget about the Star Walk. Fuck your Hollywood Walk of Fame. All right. You got to go to the real Star Walk. All right.
Look at that Commodore.
Yeah, I guarantee you this, man. And then I know this photo is probably from like 2010, but Diego Pavia probably plowed all these girls this past year. All right. Just gonna minus 10,000 odds on that, by the way. All right.
Block of the day.
Yeah, he took him to Plowtown. Yeah. So, state of the Vanderbilt program, as long as Jerry Kill and Tim Becker there, I will say I am very interested about next year because Pavia, there is no way you could sue for next year, brother. Look, if I was the judge, I'd say keep playing. All right. But unfortunately, I am not. So I am. They need to find another dog like that. Yeah. But I'm giving it a 7 of 10. They're throwing money into their athletic department, football, basketball, baseball, softball and stuff. So 7 of 10. Am I overreacting?
No, I mean they went to a bowl last year, maybe a little bit. I went 6. It's a little worried that maybe it's just Diego Pavia and Jerry Kill, and it's a little bump here.
Well, you got to be worried that Tim Beck could get a head coaching job.
Yeah,
like that is a little concerning, and Jerry Kill is a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, it's a little worried that this may just be a nice 2-year run, but I'll go 6.
Yeah. Don't worry. Pavia, isn't he from Pavia's from a big ass family? But he's got a younger brother, man. He's got to have a younger brother. Let's go. I'm still mad. I don't know if people know this story. And in case Diego Pavia is watching this, and I'm still waiting for someone to connect us, so Pavia can come on the show because I've been repping him for years. I don't think any of these other bozos were.
He won't come on because Beanick shit on him.
We had an intern. He played his first game, week 0 at New Mexico State. We had an intern that we gave access to our Twitter account, and during the first game, the intern shit on him via a tweet, and then one of his family members, Pavia's family members, shit on him. Basically DM'd us. So I got the DM and I'm like, what's going on here? So I never shit on Diego Pavia, but that's the problem with the youth, man. They think like quarterbacks got to be like, we got to drop back, throw 500,000 passes and not even be a football player. Interception, let him go. No, I watched that same game. I know he struggled that game, but I still thought like, I like his style. He's gritty. He's tough. He's gonna run you fucking over if he has to, right? But I was getting hate DM from the Pavia family, which because it wasn't directed to me, it was the TCE account. Yeah. And I was just like, what the fuck's going on? Why are they shitting on us? Like
the intern's name was Noah Beanick, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not confuse Pick Dundee, who's been the loyalist supporter of Diego pissing Pavia, with Pick Dundee, and that's why Diego pissing Pavia has a we would love for him to come on the show. If anybody can hook us up, we would welcome that very much so. We'd send him a bunch of merch too. We could hook him up.
It was one of Phoenix bad takes.
It's like, dude, it's like the guy's first ever start playing FBS football. Give the guy a break. It's like just completely shitting on the guy.
They're shitting on him.
And I am unaware of it too, because I was like, I feel like that might have been like while I was at the UCLA Rose Bowl game. Like, so I'm just getting DMs like, you pile of shit. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I get a lot of hate DMs sometimes, but never like this. And then what's great is like throughout last year's run, because Vandy is in the SEC, Pavia's family is getting highlighted more. They'd show him in the crowd, and there's like they're rolling deep, like 20 Mexican dudes, right? And I'm like, one of those ones was the one DMing me, "Fuck you," you know what I mean? Beanick, you never say that to his face. I guarantee you that.
That's what Beanick's doing right now. He's over there watching Michigan tape.
You're not going to tell the state wrestling champ at New Mexico shit, Beanick. You're going to be like, hey, sir, would you like a cup of hot tea? I can get you a cup of hot tea. Anyway, anyone that knows Diego, gotta at least send him this show, all right? Because we've been supporting him since day one. But anyway, state of the program, we did that stuff there. Let's get to the schedule. But before we get to the schedule, I want to let you know that Circa that we're brought to you by Circa Millions and Circa Survivor. Yes, the world's greatest sportsbook. Circa Las Vegas is hosting the world's biggest pro football contest. Circa Millions, Circa Survivor, and Circa Grandissimo with over $21 million in guaranteed prizes. You cannot call yourself a true DGen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. Come hang out with the SGPN crew at Circa Contest Weekend, August 21st to August 23rd in obviously downtown Las Vegas there. Myself, Moneyline Mac, the college football experience, will be doing live shows from Circa regarding week 0, covering every single game. That includes FCS and FBS. Every single game played. If there was a D2 game, I would cover that shit too, but there's not. Plus, you can get 15% off your Circa stay with our promo code Circa. SGP15 is the promo code. You're welcome. So let me get this straight: live shows, open bars, and we're getting you 15% off your stay with the SGP15 promo code. What are you doing, folks? Yeah. What do you want? All right. The contests are open to everyone. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com and use the promo code SGP to get $50 off those proxy fees. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million in first place. There's no waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football, folks. So what are you doing? Hop on over there. All right. And Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. You can play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with the promo code. Our promo code TCESGPN. All right, we are back. And here we go. Game one. We got the Buccaneers, Charleston Southern, Jamie Chadwell's old stomping grounds, coming in to Vanderbilt Stadium, take on these Doors. 1-0. Pisses all over these Buccaneers.
Yep, 1-0, baby.
Yep. Then week 2. Oh, Lane Stadium.
It's a primetime game too.
That's a cute little story you got there. It's nice. Look, you guys have had enough happen on that campus historically. Kramer gives me shit because what ECU went in there and beat him like the week of the massacre had happened like a week before.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough when you get pissed on here. Sorry, I have zero faith in Brent Pry having his teams prepared. I think he's honestly, man. I hope I'm wrong because he seems like a nice guy. I met him, but they lack preparation to me often, very, very often. I will take Vanderbilt 2-0.
And as much as I want to play the revenge with Virginia Tech, to your point about the lack of preparation, this is a short week for the Hokies too, because they play South Carolina on Sunday.
That's the worst part too. Is like if Virginia Tech had a week, like a week 1 game against an FCS, then you could simulate this option attack over 2 weeks.
Yep.
Or maybe even in all of August, right? Yep. By it being like that, and that's why I think that's why I knew this was going to work last year in the SEC. I'm like, the SEC has never seen any of this shit. And go look at Nick Saban's numbers against the Citadel and Army. They actually moved the ball better offensively, like rushing the ball. They gave them problems, man. They were giving over 5 yards a rush. His best Alabama teams were struggling to stop those fucking offenses.
Yeah.
So 2-0. I mean, a little scared about the environment. I can see like, okay, this game. Yeah.
But I'm with you. I think Vandy's tougher than them, and they'll find a way to get it done. And we know how much that Virginia Tech game week 1 means to that fan base and staff because it's the Beamer Bowl. So like they're not even thinking about Vandy, and it's going to be a short week. I love Vandy in this spot. Yeah,
and to me, it's like we saw Rutgers go up to Virginia Tech and beat them last year, and this is what I mean. It's like his teams are not prepared. Rutgers got up like 21-0 or something. And then Virginia Tech came back, made it a game, right? Made it a game, but lack of preparation has been a real big issue for Virginia Tech there. 2-0 for these Doors.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the Virginia Tech preview. Do you ever think there would be a day where we would be picking against Virginia Tech at home against Rutgers and Vandy?
That's a great point.
I mean, goddamn, how much has this program fallen off?
That is a great point. Patrick Langley, I would say, well, that's when he got injured, Patrick Langley. That's when Pavia got injured. I actually think the offense numbers can be deceiving. You know what I mean? Like, I would say when Diego Pavia got injured, the offense definitely struggled though. But and another thing was depth. Once they got a little dinged up besides Pavia. Week 3, a trip to Columbia, South Carolina. South Carolina has owned Vanderbilt historically, but if I know one thing, this is a tough back-to-back away. I love this. This Virginia Tech, they're all playing the same teams. But which one does Pavia have circled more? He's already beat the Hokies, so I feel like he might have this one circled more, which makes that Virginia Tech game a little vulnerable. But gosh, man, South Carolina lost. They have 6 guys on defense that are from last season that are on NFL rosters right now.
I'm going to go Gamecocks, but I don't have a lot of conviction on it. Vandy, I'm not going to give them both road games.
Yeah, I'll say Carolina gets this, but I'll say this: 1-1 in this stretch. How about that? If they lose to the Hokies, they get the Gamecocks. One of the two.
Yep.
Awesome schedule so far, with the exception of Charleston Southern. Then Georgia State. Did I put purple? Am I fucking colorblind? Georgia State coming into Nashville. Remember, Georgia State got them last year. I can't believe that. That was on the defense to me. Pavia went down with a big drive to take the lead, to get them the lead. And then Georgia State, there was like a 60-yard touchdown pass with like a minute left.
Letdown spot.
This is revenge.
Yeah.
Pavia has this one. There's a poster of Georgia State up on his wall right now, and he's throwing darts at that shit. 3-1. Then Bronco Mendenhall, my boy Bronco. I didn't know you wanted to get pissed on. 4-1. Utah State. Look, that's too early in the season. I know this is a great game from a quarterback point of view because you have Diego Pavia against the pig farmer, Bryson Barnes.
This is your heaven.
This is the way football should be played, right? Quarterbacks that actually were back in the day. Quarterbacks were like your toughest guy on your team because you were like, man, you kind of get your ass whooped. But a lot of them played safety and linebacker and shit too. But I'm saying like this is a throwback right here. Bryson Barnes, the pig farmer, against Diego Pavia. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a lot of fun. But Vandy win. That's what we got him at.
4-1, man.
Next up, they go to Brian. DeBoer, you want to get pissed on again? God.
Imagine if they get him again. Oh my God.
Wait, so that Saban statue doesn't have any piss on it yet because last year was in Nashville. That Bear Bryant statue doesn't have any piss on it yet. Okay, well this year it will. No, this is a loss for Vandy. Revenge.
Bama gets him 4-2.
4-2.
This next game's hilarious.
We then have a bye week. Shout out to Jay Cutler. Big Tecmo Bowl fan. I can get on board with that. Comes out of that, and they take on Brian Kelly and his family in Nashville. I think they're live here, dude.
I think they're live.
I think they're live here.
LSU, but man, Brian Kelly's getting LSU off a bye week. Or sorry, they're getting Vandy off a bye week.
What's LSU coming off of?
LSU is coming off of South Carolina at home, but they got A&M on deck.
I'll just say this: LSU has been a finesse team in the Brian Kelly era. I think that's the reason why they haven't really made too much noise. Watch out! I think that's a bad matchup for them. But I'll take LSU just on the talent. But I'm fascinated by this game because I could totally see this happening. If LSU plays pussy ball like they've been doing the past couple of years, they'll lose this fucking game. But
this
give
will
me
be
LSU.
the LSU crowd.
But I heard they're struggling. I heard they're struggling to get tickets with the Vandy, the new Pavia's shit, man. I'm telling you, I've heard that the tickets are pretty steep.
I like it. Yeah, I'll go LSU in a tight one. Take the points.
Yeah, I'll take the points all day in this one. So what does that got us at? We're both
4-3.
4-3. Then
they're winning.
Missouri, they are winning this game. They should have beat them last year in Columbia. Now they got to come to Nashville. All over this spot. I feel very good about this game.
Oh, and the Missouri fans are so arrogant. They're calling us crazy for picking Vandy against them. Like they didn't almost just win at Mizzou.
They were the better team. Anyone that watched that game, Vandy was the better fucking football team. Yeah. Now look, there's other times where you could say, okay, this team like didn't play that well and deserved to lose the game. Like the Georgia State game, Vandy almost won that, but Georgia State kind of outplayed them. Yeah. Right? Vandy was better than Missouri last year. Vandy's winning this fucking game. Let's go.
Agree. Yeah, Missouri is becoming one of my least favorite teams. They're such a phony team.
Just because they left the Big 12, I understand.
Yeah, fuck them. I haven't forgotten you pricks.
Then they head to Darrell K. Royal Stadium. This is where it happens.
Please win this game.
This is where it happens, dude. Last year was a 3-point game. This is where it happens.
You're gonna pick beat Texas.
Who does Texas have before and after? Can you load that up?
Texas is coming off of Hail State, but Georgia's on deck.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere. Georgia, who swept them twice last year.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. My upset of the season right here.
November 1. I hope this happens. I'm picking Texas, but
A 3-point game last year, fans. Don't react like this shit was some type of fucking blowout. This is a 3-point game last year.
Yeah. This would be a Sarkisian type of like when he blew the Kansas. Remember they lost to Kansas at home?
Yeah. 1-win Kansas. Yeah.
Yeah. Sarkisian, they didn't have the letdown one last year. Maybe they have it this year. I'll go Texas, but I'll take the points.
No. Disagree. This
There
is
you
it.
go. There you go, fans.
This is it.
We disagreed on this game.
This is it. This is the one. Win, Vanderbilt.
I love it. I hope you're right. I will be sprinkling on the money line when we get there, just so I don't have FOMO. Don't want to miss out on the fun.
This is what the closest game to where he grew up too, right?
Yeah.
Pavia fan, the family will be there. All right. Let's go. And then this next one's another win because Hugh Freeze is 0-3 against Vanderbilt and Jerry Kill and Tim Beck. Or not Vanderbilt, I'm sorry. Diego Pavia, Jerry Kill, and Tim Beck. Why would we think they could win one?
I took Auburn.
I am fucking not, dude.
Hey, he's got to beat him eventually, right?
I think Hugh Freeze could be fired by this point.
That's why Auburn might win.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Vandy's better than Auburn.
I gave Vandy the next game on my projections.
You got a bye week.
Yeah.
Come out of the bye week, and Kentucky is coming to town. Is Stoops retired at this point?
Yeah, good question. But I got Vandy winning for win number 6, back to a bowl game, back-to-back years.
I feel like this game is a little tricky.
You have them like 8-3.
Well, the problem is this. The problem is they're going to be He's already talked shit to Tennessee. Pavia has.
Oh, man, I can't
So
wait.
I think this is a dangerous game. It's a look-ahead spot. I think Kentucky catches them, actually.
Okay.
And then next week, they head to Neyland. And this is the game that's got GBO Farm shaking in his boots.
I hope they win this so
because
bad.
they are the Pavia said this. They are the school of the state of Tennessee.
It's great.
Moving forward. So I got them at a win. I mean, this is a smash spot here. Like, I just feel like they're better than all these other teams,
Yeah, I was conservative and I still ended up at 6-6.
I got them like, I don't know if we give them the SEC championship. That LSU game, it comes down to that.
You hope they lose to Virginia Tech then.
That is true. I almost think I need them to lose to Virginia Tech to beat South Carolina.
Yeah.
But honestly, I mean, you look at this thing. This is a lock, by the way, on over 4.5 wins. Ridiculous.
Piss on that.
Yeah, that's getting pissed on.
So disrespectful, man.
I mean, I think they are better than 1, 2. I don't know about South Carolina, but definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have them better than 7 of these teams on the roster, with South Carolina as a maybe. That could be 8. Auburn fucking prove it to me. New Mexico State went in there and beat your ass with Pavia and Eli Stowers, right? Prove it to me, right? Last season they went in there, beat your ass. Why? Like Missouri last season. I'm sorry, Vanderbilt outplayed you. Vanderbilt's kicker missed a bunch of field goals, right?
Yep.
That was in Columbia. Now you got to go to Vanderbilt. Prove it to me, right?
Hey, another thing. They have a 4 out of 5 at home stretch in the SEC. LSU, Missouri, then they one trip to Austin, then they got Auburn and Kentucky. At one point, they play 6 out of 8 at home from week 4 to week 13. Vanderbilt actually got a pretty good schedule, all things considered.
No, they did. They actually did.
Way to go, Pavia.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, because it sucks getting Alabama, LSU, and Texas on your schedule.
Yeah. I meant just like the way the home games like shook out. Yeah, they still
gave them the top 3 teams in the conference probably.
Yeah.
To some. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, look. If they start out If they win, just circle that Virginia Tech, South Carolina stretch because the Vandy hype will be all the way back because they'll be 5-0 then.
Oh, imagine
if they can. That's what I'm saying. 5-0 going to Bama. Let's go.
What's the floor?
The floor is what if they did lose both of those, right? So if they lose to the Hokies in South Carolina, the floor to me is like 4-8.
Yeah. And so that's the floor is the under. Yeah. But I guess Pavia could have a horrible injury, and that's the only way to keep him out. And
that is true.
But if he's healthy, they're getting back to a bowl game.
Honestly, like he's probably the best quarterback in the conference, right? I mean, Nussmeier.
Him and Nussmeier. There's
a lot of unknowns at the quarterback spot. Like Ty Simpson, okay, he could be better, right? Pribula at Arch Manning. I mean, these guys we've never really seen them play. You know what I mean?
I'm not ready to crown Arch yet.
Like, well, I think Pavia's a 7th year fucking quarterback.
Yeah. He's a 1,000-yard rusher.
I'll take my chances. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Pavia.
Lenora Sellers is a beast too. I guess I'm sleeping on Lenora Sellers. But there's not many proven quarterbacks in the conference. There's highly recruited quarterbacks.
Even Lagway.
But
yeah.
Lagway hasn't proven it to me yet.
Exactly.
Jackson Arnold hasn't proven it to me yet. Marcel Reed at A&M hasn't proven to me anything. I mean, I guess Taylor Green a little bit. So, I mean, there's not depth of quarterbacks. I mean, like the highly recruited, sure, but okay, you still got to prove it to me on the field. I'll take a 7th year fucking quarterback over all these young bucks in a lot of these games. So let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Locking up the over. Folks, we will be back. I put together a nice slideshow to honor Vandy football history on the way out, but we will be back. Tonight, I'm going to try to get the Michigan preview done with a guest. But other than that, we will be back tomorrow with North Texas, the Mean Green, the USC Trojans, Wake Forest, and perhaps, if we're the Virginia Tech Hokies. So we're trying to aim for that tomorrow. Quadruple header. Has Manning proved anything to me? No, I mean, he's more athletic than I thought. He's proved that. But I mean,
he should not be the Heisman front runner. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're crazy if you take Arch to win the Heisman. Prove it.
Well, I will say ESPN would love it. I mean, if he's just decent, they're going to prop him up there. We got the Manning cast, and we can lead into this. Let's have a meeting about this. If we do this with Arch Manning, we could then, the Manning cast could cover the Heisman Trophy ceremony. You believe that? Wouldn't that be fantastic? Folks, we will be back later. I'll be back later tonight. Tomorrow we have a shit ton of episodes. Please, if you can, hit that like and subscribe button. And let's go. Can't wait for the season to start. This is the college football experience, Vanderbilt Commodore edition. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Mailbox 1. You have 7 messages.
1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks, largely because leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged and bored stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul. I'm impossible to outrun. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles taped. Shake the cobweb, hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still I run the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics for spikes. Trampling the home team and their turf for life. For the few fleet of foot, too fast for me. I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pair of feet by the tree that are fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the hair. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause the season goal moves toward it. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without heart. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without love. And I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo. Mind, body, and soul are nothing without truth. And I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're not